Vehicle ahead motion detected.
Hey, how are you doing, everybody? This is Mike Moo, and I am really excited to go ahead and test and unbox this new dash cam. This is called the 70mai dash cam. It's the M500 model, and it is going to be released here in the United States soon. So we're going to find out what sets this dash cam apart and whether or not it works out for you as a casual driver or professional driver. Because this is a premium model, it's going to have a lot of features that you're not going to be able to find in other dash cams. And I found that, you know, take a look at the feature list, it's going to be pretty true. So you might be asking, well, Mike, what makes a premium dash cam? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start slowly unboxing it. If it's not really apparent, you can take a look at the box and the styling and the graphics. It's so premium. I mean, it practically comes in a gift box. All right, so this provides, of course, excellent image quality. Not just in the way that people say excellent, but in a way that is a good compromise between 4K and Full HD. It's 1944p, but I feel like that's a pretty good compromise between something that's going to take up a lot of space, all right, and also overheat your sensor. I think they did a good job. Because why is that the case? Is because it was going to provide better low light performance, and also it provides a full true 24-hour parking surveillance mode. I'm really excited about that because, you know, a lot of things happen when you're parked and you're not there. And it's really good to see what's going on. And having a 24-hour parking surveillance is going to be very helpful. Something else special about this is it has built-in memory. All right, my model has 64 gigabytes of memory in there. We'll see how long I get to go ahead and record using all the features that I'm going to use. But I imagine it's going to be enough for most people. This also has built-in voice control. You'll notice that there's really only one button here. This is the only button on here. So having voice control and also app control is going to be pretty helpful and important. Now, you might be wondering, well, Mike, what about the screen? Well, you're supposed to just set this and forget it and control it using the app. Now, there's benefits on it and also negatives about something like that, but we'll get into why some of the benefits are going to outweigh the negatives in a case like this. And mostly it's because it has a lot of advanced features and functionality that you're going to want to go ahead and be able to access your larger screen to configure. All right, now getting into this, looking at this, it also has built-in industry first Bluetooth tire monitoring. Okay, that's going to be something that you might have to get a separate accessory for, but the fact that it's available and built in is pretty cool. So it's really good to add that onto cars that don't have that. It comes in with this cradle. This attaches to your windshield, and this would then just slide in like so, and it clicks in place. So push in, hear that? That's secure and solidly in place, and then the USB-C type connector will go in right over here. You're going to want to make sure that you use their hardwire kit, which is included in my package, but I'm sure that because they did this, there's going to be some other wiring options that are going to be available in the future, just not right now and not in this kit that I'm demonstrating. Inside the box, we also have a USB-C cable in case you want to use your own system. Okay. Well, not just because in case you want to use it, but because it's a standard USB-C type of deal. And then they give you, of course, the cigarette lighter adapter. And this is a basic one that has two of them in there, and that's something I appreciate. It has two plugs in there, so you can go ahead and plug in your dash cam, and then the other one you can use it to charge something else, such as your phone, for instance. Inside the box, you also find another sticky tape in case you need to reposition. You can also get these separately, by the way. You don't necessarily have to use theirs. And then also this insulation tool. This is for you to go ahead and run the wires through the sills of your car to make it a little bit easier. Now, they also provided with me the 70mai hardwiring kit. All right. Now, this you don't necessarily need. This is if you're going to be a more professional installer and you're going to hardwire it directly to your car's power. And you're going to want to do this primarily because if you want that 24-hour mode, this is what you're going to want to get. So this is the 70mai hardwire kit. I'll show you what it looks like inside. The model number is called the mid-drive mid-drive UP03. All right, mid-drive UP03. And in this kit, you will see that we have these cables for you to go ahead and connect from the ground, the positive, and the ACC port. So this is something you're probably going to want a professional go ahead and install for you. Or if you're good at it, you know, you can hardwire it yourself. But this kit is available if you want to hardwire it. This lens right here is also f2, so it's going to allow more light to come in, and also that with a smaller sensor than a less high resolution sensor than a 4K. It's going to provide better night vision recording. So I'm going to have full tests and show you how that looks as well. One single cable installation. One of the benefits also, as you can see, about having something with no screen on there is the profile is relatively small. It's not going to take up a lot of your windshield space. So that's a pretty positive thing. And it's also going to make it less noticeable too. Now, because everything is app controlled and configured, you're going to want to download this app right here. It's called the 70mai, and depending on what region you're in, and obviously I'm in North America, I'm going to download the North America version. Now, it's relatively new. There's not going to be a whole lot of reviews in there other than that, you know, someone mentioned something about privacy issues, and that's going to be true of just about any device like this. So keep that in mind. I wouldn't be too concerned about it because the data it is collecting goes through the Apple, where it completely anonymizes any information it's collecting anyway. So you're going to want to download this app, and I'll show you what some of those cool features are once I get this installed in the car. After you download the app and open it, it's going to ask you to go ahead and register. You can use Google, you can use Facebook, you can use Apple Sign In. I'm using it on an Apple device, and then it's going to ask you to confirm your email. Once you got the email configured, it'll send you a security code, type in the security code, and then you're good to go to add the device. Now, because I want to go ahead and try configuring this before I get this into the car, I'm going to plug it into my trusty little Samsung battery pack, and I'm going to plug this into the power supply here, and that should provide enough power for this. Now, I love the fact that they use USB-C.
Please connect your app to activate the DashCam.
Okay, so once you power it on, you heard what the lady said. Please collect the app. I already got the app here. And now I'm going to click on Add Device. So I'm choosing Add, and then it's going to ask me, hey, which dash cam are you going to connect? And I am going to connect the dash cam without a screen. Yeah, dash cam without a screen. Now notice on the bottom here, there's actually tire pressure monitor, and they also even make an air purifier. But anyway, dash cam without a screen. I'm going to have to ask them for that. But on the Bluetooth, it already says it found it. So I'm just gonna, it says it's right there. So please confirm.
Power button to authorize.
Okay, so then it asks me to press the power button and authorize it. I'm pressing the power button now. Boom, connected. Congratulations, dash cam has been added successfully.
Wi-Fi hotspot is on.
Wi-Fi hotspot is on. Connect to the dash cam hotspot. Let's see. I gotta say, this is a pretty good app, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate that the app walks you through all this stuff. This has been so far really easy. Okay, so now I got to give permission to find it. So I'm going to click on OK. And then because it didn't find it, because I had to add the permission, I now have to go into settings. I'm going to go to settings, go to Wi-Fi, and then look for the 70mai. Here we go, 70mai. It's going to try to connect it now. It's connecting, and then after it connects, I should be able to go back in the app, and I'll be able to continue with the setup. So this is taking a few moments, and primarily this is happening because Apple requests that you give permission, or any app give permission. Okay, now it says thank you for choosing. Please take a minute, learn how to use it, and there we go. So next, it asks me what language we're going to be using. And of course, I'm going to do English. Now it's connecting, and it's going to ask you to please adjust the camera for whatever settings that you want to have. Adjust the angle, ensure the front, left, and right lanes are fully covered on the screen. Now, as you can see, this is something that is best configured when I'm actually in the car. So I'm just going to click Done for now. The 70mai parking surveillance cable is not installed. Cannot use parking surveillance function. Install the cable, then start in the dashcam settings. So I will need to install that kit in order to get that parking mode feature, which is unfortunate. I wish I'll find out if I can override, or I'll ask them if we can override that. And the reason why I want that overridden is because I'm going to use an external battery pack, and I don't necessarily want to, plug this into the system. So it says when a dash cam is running, the following voice commands are supported. You can say take a photo, shoot a video, enable sound recording, disable sound recording, open hotspot, and close hotspot. All right. So that's voice control. Cool. So I'm going to try this right now. Voice control. Do I just say 70mai take a photo? Take a photo. No. Okay, next. Okay, it just says, then it says, congratulations, begin to use.
Start recording video. Start recording emergency video.
It's starting recording a video, and it's recording emergency video because I moved the dash cam. All right. Okay, voice and power key will be disabled while the app is at. Oh, got it. All right. So the voice control is disabled while you're accessing on the app, but once you stop accessing it from the app, then the voice control will take over. All right. I'm just gonna take a quick little photo, and boom, and it'll just
recording complete.
It'll just save it directly. All right. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try the settings. Here are the settings. I'm going to have to look at it from behind the screen because, I'm showing this on the screen right here. All right, so we got, what do we have here? We got video encoding format, and I have high compression. Okay. This is just default. Recording resolution, yeah, that's the highest setting, but let's see what other settings we have. They're all 30 frames per second. Video clip duration, 1 minute. Parking surveillance is disabled. Let's see. Oh, good. Oh, no, never mind. It says I need the hardware kit installed. No parking surveillance kit. So you cannot enable parking surveillance without putting on the actual cable. Event video on high sensitivity, time-lapse photography, cool. HDR mode, logo watermark, no thanks, I don't want that. Speed, longitude, resistance to blink, I appreciate that. That's basically resistance to different lights. Voice controls enabled. Record sound, yeah, I'm going to record the sound. I'm going to set up the recording sound. Advanced departure system, you can enable that. Speaker volume is moderate. On-off sound effect is disabled. Auto off when no displacement persists. 20 minutes. That just means when it doesn't detect any motion. Dashcam system time. Wi-Fi hotspot settings. The date format. Speed unit. I'm going to choose miles per hour. And language English. Synchronized driving route support data. Oh, cool. Format built-in memory, store factory sections, and about. That's a lot of stuff going on in there, man. That is a lot. Now, I know that they've added a few more functions and features in here, which I'm going to have to download the firmware in order to get. So that's usually one of the things you're going to have to want to do first is download the firmware. So I'm going to go ahead and look that up and do that. I'm going to update the firmware on here. Main home screen. Click on the dash cam. Firmware update, let it do its thing. Now it's going to have some information about what it's going to update to, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and download, and hotspot connected to Wi-Fi network mobile. Yeah, I'm going to download. So I'm downloading it now. It's going to take a little while, so I'm going to have that. I'm going to have that downloaded and updated. We'll be right back. Apparently, the power button's also to turn on the Wi-Fi hotspot if you don't have it automatically turned on when you start up your dash cam. So I had to manually disconnect from the Wi-Fi in order to get a better Wi-Fi download speed. So I connected to my current Wi-Fi and downloaded the firmware, and now I'm connecting back to the dash cam to do the update. So we're getting there. We're getting there. It's 190 megabytes, by the way, in case you're wondering. Gotta press the button here.
Turning off Wi-Fi hotspot. Wi-Fi hotspot is off.
Turning it back on.
Turning on Wi-Fi hotspot.
Hopefully,
Wi-Fi hotspot is on.
hopefully by the time that this gets released here in the United States, it already has the latest firmware, but this is what you're going to have to do in order to get the latest firmware. You know, whenever they have bug fixes and improvements in the software and the system. 70mai, I got to say, well done with the voice prompts. I feel like it's telling me what's going on. I'm not even really missing the screen. I appreciate that. So it's doing the update right now. Hopefully it only takes a couple of minutes. And hopefully it will tell me when it's done.
Please connect your app to activate the DashCam.
Okay.
Upgrading succeeded.
Upgrading succeeded. Now I got to do the whole setup over again. So I'm just going to skip that part because I already just went through that. Pay no attention to the board installation job. It's just temporary. I forgot to mention that there's an electrostatic sticker that I'm supposed to stick on the windshield. I just stuck it on there directly, and it's a little bit off, but I still have the advanced departure warning system. Interestingly, it also tells you when you're parked at a parking spot and the car in front of you is gone, it'll say the car is moved. It'll also let you know when it finds pedestrians in your line of sight to warn you that there's a person there. And it'll also let you know if you're following too close to the car in front. And it'll let me know, or let the driver know, that she's drifting out of her lane. So these are all features that are in there, but I wish were a little bit more adjustable because it's got a smart interface. It automatically tries to detect it as you're driving. But if it's a little bit off, there's currently no manual way to adjust it. What do you think of any of those features?
Can it drive the car for me?
Yeah, this can't drive the car for you yet. That's what we're going to have to buy a new car for. So the front car warning is not as useful. And I will always get a lane departure warning whenever switching lanes, because it is a lane departure warning. Unfortunately, it proves to be less useful.
3/4 of a mile, turn right into the parking lot.
Yeah, we'll see. You'll see how close in a second I get to the front car. I guess it works more maybe when you're up to speed or on the freeway. It doesn't work quite so well when you're local here, because look at the speed. I would not get this close to the front car. I just wouldn't. It's just weird. Yeah.
Caution, front car.
Hey, this is about a good month later. I've been using the M500 70mai M500 for a good month now on my Subaru. Now, I've recently got a new car, so I haven't been running this lately, haven't got it mounted again, but I do want to share some experiences that I've had with this. So in day-to-day driving, this has proven to be completely 100% reliable, even though I have been running on beta software, basically software before the unit was actually released here in the United States. So make sure that the first thing you do is update the firmware. You're going to get a lot more stability and a lot more features available through the DashCam, things that you may or may not know that you wanted. And I believe that they've also improved the assisting driving software on here. But, you know, I haven't tested it out yet. But what really surprised me about this unit was that at the end of it all, with everything all said and done, for this nice sleek device with the built-in memory and everything, runs you a maximum of $130 retail. That really puts this, that should really put this at the top of your list if you're looking for a nice sleek little dash cam, because you never know when you might need it. And just having it there, giving you some additional help while you're driving is very useful. I found some of the most important things that I used while I was driving with it was that it alerted me when there's a pedestrian in the line of sight. It alerted me when the car in front of me was already moving in case I was fussing the radio or something like that. And those are really good, useful things to have. day to day that you don't necessarily find on all dash cams, particularly in this price range. As far as image quality, I found that it's pretty good. You got to keep your windshield nice and clean, of course. There are some things that I wish that it could improve upon this. Now, the maximum amount of storage on here is 128 gigabytes. I have a 64 gigabyte model. Turns out that if I wanted to do a complete little travel journal, 64 gigabytes is not going to be enough for the weekend. But if you get the 128, it might be good just for the weekend. I would have preferred if there was an option for 256 or even 512 even. That would be really nice. Another thing I also wish this had was a different suction type of mount mechanism so that I can move it from car to car without having to buy another cradle. The way it is right now, it comes with one cradle and a temporary electrostatic thing that you stick on the windshield. That is semi-permanent because you got to have to stick on a new sticky on here. This isn't going to be a problem for anybody who just drives one car or wants to keep it in one car. But for my testing purposes, that would have been nice to have. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with this. Particularly, things that stood out far and above for me was the audio quality was fantastic. I mean, I could even vlog with this if I was just looking at the camera and hand holding and just recording. The audio quality is great. Now, that's typically not something you necessarily look for in a dash cam. A lot of states, for instance, require that you notify people that you're being recorded if you're going to record an audio thing. So I have to keep a sticker on my car. They say that if you enter my vehicle or whatever, that the premises are being audio recorded, you consent when you come in. So this might not be an issue for you though. Overall, I'm really satisfied with what you get for the money, and I could highly recommend it. And even right now, there's an actual additional discount. Check out my link down below. I'll have details on screen as well, or actually in the comment section, let you know how long this deal is good for. So check it out. And let me know what you think when you do get it. Remember, if you buy it from the link through the Amazon store, basically you got 30 days, full 30 days to go ahead and try it out and see how this works well for you. But I think that if you're looking for something in this price range with the features that I mentioned on here, you can't really go wrong. And it's been really stable. And that's one of those things that you really need in dash cam. You get in an accident, you definitely don't want your memory card and all that stuff corrupted. In all my use, it has not been any skipping or corruption. Having the built-in memory turns out to be, a nice positive. I just wish that it had a little bit more storage. All right, that's it for this video review. Please give it a like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.